Here we go. All right.
We live.
Wait, chill.
We live.
No, last time we was live and you ain't and you said ain't starting. We sitting there.
We live. We live. Let's go.
Right.
Come on.
Playing.
Yeah.
We live.
He's
Who started? We here.
Let Ephraim start it. He hype.
We here. No, he started last time.
I mean, all I'm saying is
There we go. Go ahead, Wayne. Kick it off.
Welcome to the. Are we ready, Tim?
Yeah.
All right, then somebody might want to turn their TV off in the background, then please.
Oh, hold on. That's me. My bad. Hold on.
Go ahead, Wayne. We ready.
Welcome to the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. We're back here once again at the Sixers played the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Hawks. But first of all, you can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, and iTunes. This is why
Chris, I'll do you one better.
The number one seed. Everybody that was shook daddy. And I'm not even talking about people in here or fans, but the public, like even in the public, like when you listen to all the national prognosticators, the Atlanta Hawks are a problem to be dealt with. The Sixers had their hands full.
They were saying it.
Like Ephraim said. So, Ephraim, go ahead. I just want to open up. You go ahead, let loose.
You can't say Bulls was shook daddy when you said it'll be 6 games too.
Let me speak.
Wait, hold on real quick, Ephraim. It still may be 6 games. But my whole thing is, I thought Atlanta was going to come out at home and be juiced up. And when we were in the polo and we were talking, as soon as I was saying, hold on, Atlanta didn't even jump out to early lead. They in trouble.
I agree.
I didn't hear that. I wasn't in the polo. Y'all was doing too much rapping.
Yeah, because you don't come in the polo until stuff.
I was trying to watch the game.
You don't come in the polo until stuff is going bad. Then it's like, oh no, we about to blow it.
Hey, look, I'm not the kind of person that like to say I told you so.
Yes, you are.
But I'm going to say I'm gonna make an exception for this time. I'm going to say I told you so because Ethan was shook. Atlanta gonna be home. They fans is gonna be going crazy. And I said, what we gonna do? What did I do? Wait, I went like this. Smack them in the mouth. And that's what we did. We smacked them in the mouth. And I gotta find this Atlanta. I'm gonna scroll back to the last pod because somebody on there comment and talk about Ephraim being biased. He trying to be Stephen A. Smith and all this, that, and the third. And he being biased. It's not biased. We're the number 1 seed and Atlanta's number 5 seed for a reason. There's a reason why that happened. Let's stop playing games with this. They got hot the first game, and I said they wasn't going to do it again. And so far, they've actually regressed every game since the first game. So this is my point. Like they're a solid team. They up and coming. In 3 years, they may be dethroning the Sixers. They may be ready to take over, whatever. I don't know. But right now, the Sixers are number 1 seed for a reason. We came out strong. The first half, Tobias, Shake, and Cork held it down for us because B didn't even. I think B had 5 points something going into the half.
It was really Cork and Tobias.
And Shake came through and had a couple buckets in the second. I think it was late first or second quarter or something like that. But I agree with you. Really, Tobias and Cork held it down. And then once B and that actually gave me more positivity going in the second half and I think Wayne said in the chat too. We going into a league and B didn't even do.
Y'all gotta turn that down. Somebody gotta turn that down.
I think that might be Tim.
That's not me.
You hear a little bit of an echo in the back. From the pod, from the live stream, I guess. Tim, check the live stream again. But once B got cooking, I knew it was over. And then Ben, first of all, like I told Ethan too, and he was hating. Ben strapped up Trae, strapped him, handcuffed, straight jacket, had him. All right,
you've been talking for about 3 minutes.
I
knew that was coming.
That boy been talking for a minute now. Come on, my goodness. It's 4 people out. Ben did what you want him to do. He in the third quarter he got very, very aggressive. He should have been taking them Bulls, Gallinari and whoever was sticking. He should have been taking them to the hole. I don't know what he waited for, but he took off just in time. And once he took off, that lead exploded. He took 10, 11 shots. I don't want to see the 2-3 shot Ben.
Yeah,
I want to see the 10 shot, 11 shot Ben.
Brandon Stokes said you should be blacked out for hating on your team on Tuesdays at the stream.
First of all,
put him in the waiting room.
You done?
Should.
Saying my team's gonna win in 6 is not hating.
You were scared.
What part? How's that? What part is that? You understand? Saying my team is gonna lose in 6 is hating. Saying my team is gonna win in 6 is just giving the team credit.
Your eyes is watery.
So you need to relax. 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 You talk, Tim. You ready? Your turn.
Yes,
you up?
I am ready.
Your eyes is watering. Your throat is shaking. That means
got tape.
Can I jump in now? This was the Korkmaz game, and now I'm not even a good fan of it, a big fan. But Korkmaz, he did his thing in the first half. He was knocking down Jays. And he actually helped us out because BU was struggling, not necessarily struggling, but they was doubling him hard. They was bringing that hard double, which they didn't do the first 2 games. And then somebody got him Ben Simmons' ear at the half. And they said, yo, because it was 5 different times in the first half where he got to the ball, got down in the paint, and then he passes out. He kept passing it out. I was getting so frustrated. I like, yo, Ben, they can't stick you. None of them balls. None of them could stick him. So I think Sam Cassell got in his ear and started choking him. I think he choked him out in the halftime. And then he came back. And Ben was like, I'm scared. And he just started scoring.
I'm just saying, real talk, though, and I think me and Ephraim both were saying this after the first game. Atlanta not going to shoot like they did that first game.
Everybody said that.
Yeah, no, everybody wasn't saying that. You was like, they got shooters.
Yes, everybody. Shooters. What? Hold on. No, yes. Everybody said they were hot. We all said they was hot. They shot 40-something%. Okay.
And then
what are you talking about?
And then even after that, like Atlanta got a bunch of shooters. I don't know. The Sixers got to score because Atlanta got shooters. Well, them shooters was bricking again. They was bricking again.
The clank.
So it's the reason we have the number 2 defense in the league this year. And I've said this from the beginning. If we play bully ball and we play the defense, we can beat any team in this league. This is what I've been saying from the beginning of the season.
We can beat any team in 7?
Yo, somebody said D. Marcus said Danny Green's injury might be a blessing on the low key.
No, it ain't. No, it's not.
I'm not gonna say that.
No, it's not. Hey, listen. Listen. Danny Green's a proven vet, a proven winner in the league. He played in how many rings? Then he got 3 rings. He played in finals.
This series,
he made big shots. Hold on.
1 for 9.
So what? Sometimes shooters miss.
But
I don't have faith in Shake and Cork like Danny. I got more faith in Danny than I got in Shake and Cork, especially playing D. Hold on, especially playing D and shooting.
But his defense was terrible. That was the point. It's not just his shooting, but defensively he could do nothing with Trae.
Oh, I agree with Tim and with D. I actually do. I think it's time for the change of the guard. Yeah, you ran off all these stats about Danny. Yeah, they all true, but Danny old. That's the bottom line. He was getting cooked by Trae. He was getting cooked by Bogdanovich. He was getting cooked by everybody stuck, and he wasn't hitting no threes. He was breaking wide open threes.
Stuck.
In Danny's defense, they left Danny on the island against Trae. He got no help.
They left five on the island.
Let's not sit here and act like Danny got help with Trae.
You had your chance. Let me speak.
He didn't get any help.
You were speaking enough. And my thing is, they left Trae on the island. They left Trae on the island with Thibault a couple times, and Thibault held it down. They left Trae on the island with Ben a couple times, and Ben straight jacketing. So my thing is, I'm not saying Danny wasn't all them things before, but actually I think it is time to get a new starter here, to be honest with you. I agree with Email. Email said earlier, I told you Atlanta was scared. I told you Atlanta can't play no defense. True. I told you that you stopped Trae, that you stopped Atlanta. And he said, I told you Ben Simmons scoring was going to come. Now, I'm not always sold on the Ben Simmons scoring thing. He did play aggressive, but scoring, I got a whole different philosophy on mine when you talk about somebody to score, but he was very effective in being aggressive in the second half, at least. I appreciated that, and that helped us win that game.
Yo, he had 8. I did not realize Ben had 18 points.
Yeah.
He had like 13 in the third.
I just looked at the box score. I didn't even realize he had that much. Imagine if he could hit free throws.
Yeah, I know.
But to Ethan's defense, I actually kind of agree with him to a point. And that to me, it wasn't necessarily Danny being a problem that first game so much as it was the scheme. And that's what I kept saying. If you saw in the second half, they started trapping Trae harder. They started trapping him more. Like instead of letting him run free and see, he's short, so they had the taller bodies trapping
Somebody
him.
that watched the game. Thank you, Wayne.
They had somebody trapping him, and he had to find. It wasn't as easy for him to find.
So you think Danny's the same player that he was? I'm gonna just read a comment. I'm gonna just read a comment to you. I'm just read a comment to you for Phil Evans. He said, "Spurs Danny ain't walking through that door." So you think we got Spurs Danny?
Guess what? Spurs Danny may not walk through that door, but but Danny that we had this season shot 6 3-pointers a game and shot at a 40% clip this season.
Okay.
That's not what we've seen in this postseason. So Danny's off right now, but let's not act like Danny didn't shoot 40% from 3 this season.
Exactly. No, dude got a bad game. They throwing him under the bus.
He shot 6 attempts.
When you go to dinner and you pay for your meal, you don't keep paying for that meal every week. That meal is done. We got a new meal. It's a new boys in town. Now we got the Bush Shake.
No, we don't. We got Cork. Cork Miles going to start over Danny.
But what cracks me about Ethan is, remember how he used to hate Tobias had great seasons. Then when he got in the playoffs, he stunk. Ethan hated on him. So now all of a sudden you changing that up now that it's Danny.
I'm not changing. Well, listen. Before you talk about Danny, you talk about Danny stinking in playoffs, go find his playoff record so you can not just be spewing stuff that you think he stunk in the playoffs because you had him miss shots.
You're the one who said he stunk in the playoffs with last year with the Lakers. Didn't you say that?
I was talking about the shot he missed. I'm talking about the shot he missed.
Why don't you go trash?
Because you can't be like he stinks in the playoffs and you don't have no basis.
I'm not talking about in the playoffs.
Like Wayne and just start throwing stats around.
See, I was going to let it ride, but now since you want to throw my name in it, you was ripping Danny all season. You ripped in the offseason. You're like, I don't know why we got him. He a bum. He choked. He a bum. So you was ripping him all season until like the halfway point. Then you started easing up a little bit. But you was ripping Danny from the moment we signed him.
Hold on.
So now
I think Danny is better than what we have as far as playing D in a spot of shooting.
You was ripping Danny from the moment we signed him.
Not as good as it used to be. He still has veteran presence where he can still make plays. But when you're going against those premier guards like Trae Young, and it's only going to get better, I think he's going to struggle.
But see, this what gets me. Like, this is what we can't, and this is the point I've been trying to make all season is we have a team. When you have a team, you don't always have a boy that's going to step up. That's why it's averages. You don't always have a guy that's like, we don't have a dude that's every game going to score 19 off the point. We don't have a Jordan Clarkson. We don't have that type dude. But we have, like, in certain spots, it's been times Danny got hot. It's been times that Court got hot. It's been times that Shake got hot. We have a team. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we got to get past that individual stat stuff and looking at stats as a collective, as a team, the Sixers ball.
P.A. Assassin says Danny has a history of disappearing in the playoffs, which I agree with, and Ethan does as well until now. Yeah, he can get streaky, but he does have a history of getting ice cold during playoff runs. That is absolute fact. That's fact. I seen him do it in Toronto.
Danny get cold during the season. He was 0 for 10 or 0 for 12, but he can heat up. He can heat up. I'm saying I personally have more faith in Danny in the corner three than I do in Shake and what's the other boy name?
Court.
I agree with that.
But Thibault Danny replacement though. Thibault gonna replace Danny, so you don't got no confidence.
They brought Cork in the second half.
Cork replaced Danny today.
But Thibault got a lot of minutes too. Thibault got a lot of time that Danny would have got. Thibault hit a corner three. Thibault hit a corner three.
But Cork was the one that replaced. Come on. We're not going to do what we're not going to do. In your words, is we're not going to hype Cork Thibault's offensive skill set. Yeah, he hit a corner three, but come on now,
Sergeant Bass.
Yeah, but we can't hype
Sergeant Bass. We're not going to hype Ben. He said Ben had a good game, and we talking about Danny because Danny hurt, and we want to see how this affects us going forward. That's why we talking about Danny.
No, Ben had a great. He had a very good overall game. He had a great second half. Second half was great.
Yo, earlier today, Magic Johnson was doing all this tweeting some the Hawks going to take the Sixers.
Who did that?
Nanny tweeted, I was totally wrong predicting the Hawks to win. The Sixers took it to the Hawks from the first quarter to the fourth.
You did.
What's wrong with it? Y'all dudes, see, this is a social media era. If somebody say something, they come back and say, Dag, I was wrong. Y'all want to kill him. What, you don't want him to say he was wrong?
Don't bet against us. That's what I don't want you to do.
Who killed him though? I didn't. Did anybody?
Tim's trying to kill him.
No,
I ain't kill him. I just repeated his words.
For real, the national media been riding this Hawks wave just like Tim.
Like
Hawks, I don't know. The Hawks won like 17 straight.
Stop throwing me in there. I said we'll win. So chill out.
I just threw
No,
stats out there.
No, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about Tim.
I just threw
He's talking to
stats.
me.
Oh no, but I'm saying the national media, everybody you talking about the Hawks are going to be a problem for the Sixers. The Sixers is the and it makes me mad when the national media do but they get on the hype. They get on the hype train. But I'm saying as Sixers fans, this is all I'm saying. We have the better team. Sometimes embrace that. Embrace that we had a better team. I know we've been let down so many times before with certain stuff, but we have the number 1 seed against the number 5.
I agree.
Doc said Danny's out for tomorrow for the next game. He said
I'm sure he is. He was in the
What happened to my man Lemon Pepper Lou?
He was off.
He's getting old too.
Lemon Pepper Lou. Where was Lemon Pepper Lou?
I told you he was in. I thought
he's from Magic City.
No, hold up. No, D. In the second half, when they came out for the second half, Cork was starting. It wasn't Thibault starting. I think Cork started when he started the second half.
He did.
Danny wasn't in.
Sergeant Bass is right. Sixers get no love in the media. Just
don't.
like Wayne was saying. I agree.
Yep.
And usually, I know we always, as fans, Sixers fans, we say that, but you could tell they gave us nothing. I mean,
they don't.
Hold on 1 second, real quick. I got Jay Carr. Shout out to my man Maine. He said that Magic Meds had him tripping.
Man, you stupid.
That
was funny. Go ahead, Tim. My bad. I had to read that. That was hilarious.
See, I hate when you cut me off because then I have no idea what I was talking about.
My bad. But I say this. In the harmony with Wayne, this truly was a great team victory where and to Tim's point though, the bench didn't start playing well until Doc put a starter in with the bench player. The bench was actually playing a little suspect. Remember, the bench got in with a nice lead, and they started giving it up, and then he put Tobias, I think, back in with the bench lineup, and that's when everybody kind of started rolling. Shake hit some shots. Cork was balling a little bit.
When they first started the bench, wasn't B still in with him? I think they took all the starters out except B at first.
No, I think B was the first starter to go out, I think.
I think my man
B
said
with the bench a little later in the second half.
Oh, was later in the second? Okay.
My man said if Atlanta hits 15 threes, they got a shot. They at least got to hit their season average, which is 12. If they get, I think what they hit 4 tonight.
If they get like 5, they had 6 total threes tonight.
That's what the season average. That's what one of the top defenses do to you. This is what I'm saying. I understand scoring is important, and when they got a whole bunch of scorers on their team and stuff, but when you have a defensive team, especially in the playoffs, you can combat good offensive teams if you have a deep defensive team.
Not that. You think they're a good offense? You think they're that good of an offensive team?
Who?
Atlanta.
I don't know, but y'all was sure hyping them up. Talking about all the shooters they got.
Listen, this is what me, Wayne, email saying. Dude, you got good defenders. When you first of all, Atlanta. Like Emo said, they're not a good defensive team. I don't think they are. We shot at one point in the game in the third quarter, maybe in the fourth quarter, we shooting 60% from the field. We was shooting 60% from the field. Yeah. We was getting almost anything we wanted to.
We hit our first 6 shots from the field, and they was like 2 for 9. They were struggling.
Yo, y'all got to stop asking about Brooklyn. We going to get to that.
Yeah, we
going to get to that.
Yo, which one called? First of all, somebody said Matisse got to stop hacking. They called a lot.
Matisse does reach a lot, though. He does.
But he had one real dumb foul when he rushed Gallinari. When he shot the 3, we was already up 20, and he kind of stepped up underneath him or something. They gave him a 3 shots, free 3-point jump. But other than that, most of his fouls came from the Trae bump jump. You know, he like a little slickery. And
he got a couple reach ones too, because every time, like if you get past him, he'll reach and try to knock the ball from behind. That Sixers do that a lot. They do it more than a lot of teams, to be honest. That's why you get a lot of tips. You got to be careful because you get your hand caught in there and, get called for that.
But, I mean, I'm not mad at that. I think most of them he got, because I remember he got at least 2, maybe even 3 off them quick Trae bump jumps.
I got the net. I ain't going to tell y'all. When we play the Nets, I'll tell y'all my prediction on the Nets.
You got the Nets in 3. You got the Nets
in 3. Going to start with, I got the Nets in, and then just...
Listen, first of all, when it comes down to that, I've been saying this consistently all season, that the Sixers, to me, are a mismatch. I get it that this is the era of the small ball, the 3-point outsides, everything else. But the Sixers have size, and when you playing in a series, and to me, tonight, it looked like the Sixers warmed down. It looked like they've been wore down for the last couple games. The Sixers have been playing big man ball. When you playing big man ball and bully ball, you wear their legs down. what's his name? Herder, 1 for 6. That's because when you playing defense and these boys leaning on you, that takes something out of you.
That do.
I think that when you have the best player, you'll usually win the series if you got the same.
Embiid's the best player in the NBA right now.
No,
he's the best big man in the league.
He's the best player.
I go big man.
He's the best big man.
Who's the best player right now?
In the playoffs or just in the league?
In the NBA, who's the best player right now?
KD.
I still got KD.
KD the best player in the NBA right now?
Yeah.
To me, it's still either between Brown and Steph Curry.
I don't think Brown is there no more.
Let's put it like this, since you know
Brown
he loves that. Who's the best player playing right now left?
All right, right now, Ephraim, who's the best player playing right now?
It's either between. I would say it's either between Joel and KD. It's either between one of them two.
With Kawhi's right there.
No,
Kawhi's a little. A reason why
Kawhi lost a step to me. I don't know what's going on.
Kawhi, that boy, don't get me wrong, but Kawhi be deferring a little bit too much.
Yeah,
at certain stretches in the game.
Wait, deferring. Didn't somebody who named we talking about defer last night and let some boy named Brown?
But he ain't really defer. No, Brown just took the shot. Brown he didn't even get a chance to defer. Brown just got the ball, went to the basket. But
we're gonna talk about that too.
We did give Toby love. We said Toby. Somebody said give Toby love. Toby carried. We said Toby carried us the first half.
Toby and Court.
Toby ball.
Toby and Court.
Deserves live credit. He ball. But I don't. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. To me, that I agree about that with Toby. And I thought a big problem with Toby when Brett was here was he wanted Toby to be like this 3-point specialist. And that's one of the things that I always kept saying. That's what I was hoping when Doc came here was Tobias has that mid-range game and that like that drop into the basket game. And I think that Doc brings that out in him even more.
I agree with that too. Atlanta says, Sir Queese said Atlanta got the number 9 ranked.
He said it's Sir Keith.
It's Sir Keith? Okay. All right.
Jacqueline said Devin Booker's the best player in the league right now. Is he even the best player on his team? I mean,
yes. No, he's the best player on his team.
He's the best player on his team.
That's actually, there is a new generation of young boys that's coming up that's actually going to be fighting for the number 1 spot.
Who would you take, Devin Booker or Mitchell? Now Donovan Mitchell playing the best. He's playing the best player in the West.
Well, if we talk about all together, I'm taking Embiid over all of them because Embiid is the player. Nobody else has a player like that.
Yeah, and if you want somebody 60% of the time, I'm taking Embiid too.
Wait a minute, hold on. Who has a player like KD?
Huh?
Who has a player like KD?
Tatum, Brandon Ingram.
Nobody's like KD.
They ain't nothing like KD.
Why ain't they?
They not. You think them dudes is like KD?
But Tatum?
Yeah, Tatum and Brandon Ingram, you think are like KD.
I think if you switch Tatum and KD,
they're on KD's level.
If you switch Tatum and KD, Tatum would have won with the Nets too.
No. They all. He almost fell out of his chair.
Stop.
That's how that was.
Yo, did you hear what he said?
Because KD's not even a high volume shooter. That's the thing.
Did you hear what? Wayne, you playing? Stop.
Do you want me to drop him?
He taking Booker over Kawhi.
What case?
Yo, we putting you in the chat.
No, listen,
go to the chat.
Put him in the waiting room.
Yeah, he gonna wait.
Come on, Matt Moore said.
Do KD score more than Embiid? Do KD play better defense than Embiid? Do he rebound better than Embiid? No, to all three. So when
he scored better than he might be a better scorer.
Who scored more? Who's averaging more?
I think KD might be averaging.
During the season, he was averaging more than KD.
Well, you got to remember,
first of all, Tim talking about 60% of the time.
KD ain't play.
Yeah, but Tim talking about 60% of the time. KD ain't play because KD got other superstars on his team.
That's true too. That means a lot when you got another boy that can score on your team. To me, they are the top 2 players in the East, and to me, they make very well maybe the best 2 players right now left in the playoffs. So, I mean, you got, don't get me wrong, Booker is nice, Mitchell is nice, the Joker who just won MVP, he nice. Don't get me wrong, these boys is nice. But B right now is playing another level, and KD playing another level right now. Yeah. Reason why, Wayne, you can't say that these other boys are like KD. KD taller than both of them. He's 6'10" and can shoot.
He shoot way better than both of them.
Tatum
is only 6'7", and which Brandon he like 6'8".
I think Tatum taller than that.
Wayne, you bugging?
No, Tatum, they're not as good. They're not as good as KD. But listen, KD loses respect to me just because, like Ephraim always says, he had to go join up with Steph to get a ring.
Listen, I understand. I understand.
He lost.
That is
He
true.
lost his 3-1.
At what point is
They
it?
was up-
Why
he
is
was
it a
up-
problem for players to choose a squad to
I'ma
play
tell
on,
you
but if
why.
the general manager trade for you, it's okay?
I don't have a problem with that, but my problem is
You do. You just said it.
well, if you let me explain.
Hold on, D said,
because if you were up,
we got to address this.
If you were up 3-2-1, all he had to do was ball out one game and put him away. If he was the best player in the league or one of the best players in the league, he bought one game.
Nope.
One game.
Nope.
And he got swept 3 straight.
Guess
So
what?
hold on.
D Market. We got to address
after that,
this.
he went and joined with
D
Steph.
Market, we got to address
because
this.
Westbrook
Stephen
would
A.
never allow
Smith.
him to win.
Hold on. In the comments, we want to address this anyway. Stephen A. Smith said Donovan Mitchell is the best Jazz player of all time. He's high.
Very high.
Stephen A. Smith is drinking.
Oh, somebody said I was snorting. Let me see. Before we get to that, Brandon Stokes.
Stephen A. is.
I agree with that, Ethan. Let me address Brandon Stokes because he addressed me personally.
Karl Malone is the best Jazz player.
Okay.
And that is not even close.
We just have to make that clear. Now you can go and get in your rant. We got to make that clear. Stephen A. Smith is drinking.
We're gonna get to that, but I'm being addressed. So I got this comes primary. Tatum and Ingram are great value. I don't understand what you mean. Tatum and this is Brandon Stokes. Tatum and Ingram are great value. Ephraim snorting. What did I?
You might even talk about me.
No, he's talking about no. Listen,
what did I say? I just say it.
No, wait. I'm in all honesty, they're not as good as Durant.
Okay.
This is me embellishing the point, but I'm taking Embiid over Durant because, like I said, to me, Durant's not leading a team and doing that stuff. Durant goes to where he needs help. Like so.
Ingram and Tatum are both 6'8". KD is about 6'10", 6'11", they call him or whatever. But I mean, listen, I can't hate on Wayne for that. I do agree KD had to go to 73-19 to my man Steph Curry team to go win a championship. However, right now though, it's between B and KD. If you ask me, it's the best 2 players left in the playoffs.
Listen, somebody chance, you're absolutely right. There's no way in the world, and I'm a Donovan Mitchell fan. I've been a Donovan Mitchell fan since his rookie season. He's not is no greater Jazz player than Karl Malone.
I agree.
Now, if Donovan Mitchell wins a ring, or if he plays even if he plays at the level that he's playing for years, you might make an argument if he makes it to a couple finals or something. But right now, nobody's over Malone as a Utah Jazz player, and I don't even like Malone.
What is your score list?
He's second or third. He's second or third.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even
all-time scoring list.
Yeah,
like second. He's like second or third.
How you going? That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
They keep talking about. Are we going to talk about? Listen, somebody gave Seth props. Seth is shooting 57% from his D. He did play because he was getting cooked the other night. He played a lot better D tonight. The spacing on the floor wasn't. I don't know what Trae has to learn a lot. He got to learn a lot. Like stop picking the dribble up so much. There's a lot he got to learn. For him to be better. So he's going to take another year or 2 for him to get groomed.
Do y'all like anybody else from Atlanta squad?
They talking about that Nets, huh?
Anybody else from? I guess we could talk a little bit about the opposing team.
You know what bothers me about Atlanta?
What's that?
My God, they some floppers. Like every one of these dudes run into the lane and fall. Like that's a part of their
That's
shot,
basketball.
Whatever.
That's basketball now.
No, it is, but I'm just saying like all right, like we know. I ain't even.
That used to bother me from B too, but I got over it.
No, right, but
Embiid
that
does
don't bother
that
me
very
so
well.
much about that. Don't bother me so much with Trae because I get it. This is Trae game he got, but I'm looking at like all the rest of these dudes, like especially this is what the Europeans do anyway. But the rest of them dudes, like Collins and stuff, like they just run in the lane, flop. Like you're not even trying to make a basket. You're trying to draw a foul call.
I agree with that. Collins is balling though. He's doing a lot of flopping. But real quick about that, somebody else said, is he even past Stockton yet? Was to talking about Donovan Mitchell. I mean, that's a good question. Is
not
he
yet
past Stockton yet? I mean,
not yet because he only played a few years. But I think he will pass Stockton.
He ain't past Jeff Hornacek.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Did he pass Byron Russell? What's his name?
Byron Russell was trash.
The only ones on that team, the only Jazz ahead of him right now, and some people said Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete was the man too. So I really can't put him over.
I've never seen him play.
Did he pass Mark Eaton yet?
Stop. I can't legitimately put him past Pistol Pete, Karl Malone, or John Stockton. But Pistol Pete and John Stockton, he could pass them very soon.
Hold on.
You gotta play a minute to pass Karl Malone.
Hold on. Dan Which-McCall played for the Jazz?
Who?
Did he pass Darren Williams yet?
Yes. Yes.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, he passed
Darren
Darren
Williams
Williams.
Listen, Darren Williams was old hype. He was just in y'all community.
No, he was not over.
He was in
Darren
that
Williams
light-skinned
was a baller.
community, so that's why you hype him up.
Darren Williams.
He was part of the light skin community, yes, but he was a baller.
Darren
No,
Williams
he
got
wasn't.
Jerry Sloan
He was
fired,
okay.
and after that, they wasn't nothing.
He got traded. Yeah, he
killed them.
I don't know what happened to him.
Nets and was trash.
He was nice for a minute
He
though.
went to the Nets when he was an older player. He was a
wasn't that
baller.
old.
I got to pull his stats.
He wasn't that old. He wasn't.
He wasn't that old when he went to the Nets. He got Jerry Sloan fired, and then he left and went to the Nets and wasn't doing nothing.
Somebody said Mitchell hasn't even passed Gobert. So I gotta look at. I mean,
Yo, I
mean, what has he for real? For art besides scoring, what really has Donovan done? Like he put up some decent numbers, but what really has he done to say he's passed all these dudes? That's what I'm saying. If I dig back in Utah's all-time great players, I will be shocked if he's in the top 5 for real. For like, what has he done to shoot this high?
What you gonna put Earl Carrollton or somebody?
No, I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't.
He was.
Come on,
Ali Eli. Well, I don't know how you say that. Ali, you got to write that out. How you say your name so I can get it right. Darren Williams was. All right. That's Darren Williams' problem. He didn't do it long enough.
Right. And that's why I'm not getting. And that's why I'm not.
That's my problem with Donovan Mitchell. How long has he done it?
No, I agree.
He ain't doing it long enough.
I got something else I want to address.
Go ahead.
This one.
Yeah. Yesterday or 2 days ago, the Defensive Player of the Year results came in.
Oh yeah. Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert was the winner for the 3rd time in 4 years. Young Benjamin Simmons came in 2nd place. Are y'all okay with the winner? Do y'all think he was robbed?
No, I don't think he was robbed. I think the pick is all right. I don't think, and I like Ben Simmons as a defensive player. I could have went either way.
No,
I mean,
Ben played very well defensively this year. He should have been a winner this year.
So did Rudy. You don't look and see what Rudy does.
Rudy is good. We're not saying he's not good, but did he deserve to win 3 times already? This is 3rd time. You don't think Ben was better than him?
Not necessarily. Rudy is their defense.
But Ben played all
I agree.
5.
Rudy is their defense. Ben Simmons, don't act like Ben Simmons ain't have. And we know I'm a Ben. I listen. I'm cool with Ben, and I love Ben's defense.
Just because he's somebody's defense don't mean he's the best player.
Don't act like
defense.
Ben wasn't getting cooked by people on certain. Don't act like Bradley Beal ain't dropped 60 on us with Ben Simmons.
But that wasn't all Ben. That wasn't all Ben.
Don't act like when we was playing against Portland and Dame Lillard was giving Ben the business until the 4th quarter.
I think I think Devin Booker probably got him the best this year.
Devin Booker, but that was he had flashbacks to Kendall. That's different.
That's all I'm saying is don't you trying to make it like Ben Simmons didn't just dominate on defense.
But when he played against Luka, he dominated. He made sure he kept Luka in his bag.
Okay.
Which we called Michael Edwards said is the best thing to happen. He think that we're gonna go to the championship now that the Ben got robbed because he's gonna lock down on defense, which he is locking down on Trae.
Because Ben Embiid, I'm glad they didn't win the awards.
Me too. I'm glad. Me too. I'm actually glad too. I actually think, me personally, I think Draymond should have won. I think Draymond's the best defensive player. I honestly think Draymond's the best defensive player of this generation.
Y'all talk about where's your Golden State jersey
of the last decade? Because I do think you got to put people like Ben Wallace up in there and all that kind of stuff.
Draymond is a great defender though. He will go down being known as a great defender.
Draymond had an up and down season as far as
he didn't. Offensively, he did. He came out playing bad offensively. Defensively,
he
that's his
great all year long.
Defensively,
let me address this. Hey, Mark, Matt, you saying Rudy is a great help defender, but this is a point you got to. Rudy is an intimidator. When you have a Rudy Gobert in that middle and he averaging as many blocks as he does and everything else, even if you're talking about just him as a help defender, that's still defense. See, sometimes we try to.
Also, then I'm a tad tipsy.
I was reading that.
What is that?
Somebody said Tim is a tad tipsy during these podcasts.
Rudy did have a game-winning block. It was on that garbage Morris.
Sometimes we try to itemize stuff like, well, he's good at this, that, and other. But when we're talking about a defensive player, we're talking about the effect that he has on that game defensively. Rudy Gobert is a game-changing defensive player. So is Ben Simmons. but Rudy Gobert is their defense on the number 1 team in the league.
Hey, Huber, my name is Ephraim. It's not Ephesians, first of all. My name is
It probably
Ephraim.
spell checked it. It probably spell checked it when he put it in.
522.
That's one for one. And listen, I'm not a really good. I'm a Steph Curry fan. I admit that. But Draymond, I got to give Draymond his props. Draymond, I saw Draymond. I saw Draymond put the clamps on B, Joker, Cat, and Zion in like a month span. He had B shoot 8 for 21. Yes, he did. He had to run the ball over 4 times. Had B shoot 8 for 21. I see him shut down Cat. Let me finish. He held Joker to 21 points. He held Zion to 21 points. I seen this dude lock down all 5 positions at certain points in the game. Locked down. He's the best defender in the last 10 years. I'll put that on the stamp. I put the stamp on it.
Where's Jamar at? Jamar, when do the Bucks play? They better win tomorrow. Better win tomorrow.
Wait, but Ephraim, this is my thing. You talking all that. He didn't shut Embiid down. This is the same. No, he didn't. This is the same stuff everybody talking. This was the same stuff everybody talking about. Like Al Horford put the cuffs on Embiid. They helped him.
We watched that game, Wayne. We talked about that game. No. Let's stop, Wayne, because you agree. We talked about that game after the podcast, and you said he did a great job on B. I'm not saying he didn't get no help, but he manned up B.
Don't make it like you're trying to make it like he held B to this. He manned up B.
Not every play. That's what I'm talking about.
Most of the plays he did. That was the way they played. That was the way they played.
They probably about 50-50. He strapped B real nice. He kept B away from the basket. Yes, he did.
No,
he did. I'm listening. Stop acting the Bulls impenetrable. B
is impenetrable. What do you think? Impenetrable. Listen, Gasol shut B down. That's somebody shutting B down. A big man that just get up and don't let me
back to the game real quick. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Atlanta can make any adjustments to steal game 4?
I don't know what else they could do because they made an adjustment on B today, and I like the adjustment they made. They put them hard doubles every time, but
everybody else killed them. They got hurt by the corks.
Exactly. He started passing. Now he had like 7 assists. He had as many assists as Ben did.
We have a good team.
No, I'm just saying as far as what can Atlanta do.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. This is what good teams do. You take what the defense. The Sixers, honestly. They do a good job of taking what they give them. That's even like for real, even with Ben. Ben was being too passive early on for my liking as well.
Yeah.
But in the second half, it was like if you saw when Ben was coming down in the third quarter, they started thinking like, oh, he's just going to try to pass it. They stepped out the way, let him run down the lane and do it.
I think what Atlanta's going to do. This is what I think they're going to do.
They're going to tap out.
No, what Trae does now. Can they get Trae to do it? What Trae does too much. He instead of He's going to attack more because you notice when he attacks, Ben goes back and B goes back because they're waiting for the oop. So he
don't got that battery that he don't got that motor.
But he has to stop looking for that 50-foot 3 all the time because they playing for that. He got to attack. That's the only chance Atlanta has. He'll maybe attacking and kicking it or attacking the back. Only chance they got.
He's not built that way.
Okay. I'm saying that's the only chance I see they got.
Like, you know how some little fellas could,
because
like,
remember,
could do it.
I'm saying, remember against Danny, he was attacking and kicking it out, but they wasn't trapped. But he got to try to beat that trap sometime and attack.
You said who was he against?
He against Danny.
Exactly.
I think I don't think it's nothing Atlanta can do. Series is over in 5. Like I said, it's a wrap. We got the better team. We number 1 for a reason, and they number 5 for a reason. It's as simple as that. It's as simple. They are who they are. They're not. I mean, they're going to try to.
They played better the second half. Maybe since the All-Star break, they had the best record outside of blah 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 blah.
I remember Tim was scared. Remember Tim pulled up. Remember on our group chat, Tim pulled up. Atlanta came in winning 17 games. You know how Tim get that frog in his throat. You know when he talk with that frog in his throat, he goes kick some nonsense. Atlanta came in with 17 straight games. All this old stuff like that. It don't matter. I said, what did I say? I said it don't matter. They didn't play us. And sure enough, we waxed them. This is what we do. I'm not even surprised, y'all. I told y'all. 6 and 5.
Remember the Hawks fans coming in in the first game. That's what the Knicks fans said too. We ain't the Knicks. Except that the Sixers are the number 1 seed in the East for a reason. That's not saying that they necessarily better than the Nets or nothing. But I'm just saying, like against these other teams, outside of the big three in the East, the Sixers should be mopping the rest of those other. That's why we wanted the Sixers to get the number 1 seed so they could play these teams and not have to go through the Brooklyn or the Bucks until the Eastern Conference Finals.
Let's talk about that series real quickly.
Hold on 1 second before we move on that, because I do want to address that. Let me read off, because y'all hate. As soon as I mentioned Darren Williams, I got a lot of hate. Let me read off some of Darren Williams' stats to show y'all what he was doing over there in Utah. He played.
No, he was balling.
He played.
You had hate. We just say he ain't do it long enough.
I'm just. My point is, he ain't. Donovan Mitchell ain't passing yet, and this is why. He scored his second year. He scored 16 points, 9 assists. Also had how many
Ben Simmons'
rebounds?
number.
9 assists, 2.5 rebounds, and shot 45.
We ain't sitting here to wait for you to read the
45%.
off
45% from field goal. The next year, third year, 18 points, 10.5 assists, shot 50% from the field, 50% from the field, shot 39% from three.
And what did their team do?
Huh?
What their team do?
Same thing Donovan Mitchell team did.
What?
They got to the playoffs and got beat.
They got to the East. Donovan Mitchell ain't get beat this year.
I'm just saying, and until now.
Listen, he neck and neck. He neck and neck with Darren Williams.
I agree.
I would say that, but I say
Donovan Mitchell first year he averaged 20, second year he averaged 23, third year he averaged 24, and this year he averaged 26.
And he still wasn't rookie of the year. Shout out to Ben.
He neck and neck. He neck and neck.
How many assists he averaged?
He neck and neck.
How many assists?
He's not a point guard.
What was his field goal percent?
He's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. He's going to shoot more.
What was his field goal percent?
He's a shooter. He's a shooting guard. He's going to shoot more. Right. You got to take positions because you can't be like, what was Shaq's? And he was a center. So you got to take the 20. Position.
My man averaged, Darren Williams, his fourth year, averaged 19 points and 10.7 assists, almost 11 assists a game.
No, he was a baller. I said they're neck and neck.
So stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
But Mitchell's averaging what, 27 this year? His fourth.
Yeah, he got his weight up. But we will see how. We'll see if that take him out of the West. We'll see if he gets to the finals. How about that?
How y'all think this Brooklyn series is going at this point?
Listen, Milwaukee put a fight up. It's over. It's over.
I'm still not going
to. You had to have a terrible shooting night from Brooklyn. What was the score? 80 something? It looked like a 1995 game.
I agree with you, Kim. Kim said Darren was a top 5 Utah player. I agree.
80. It was 80 to 87.
No, disagree with that, Kim, because that's trash.
It might be. That just tell you how trash the Jazz players been.
So you saying Darren was trash then?
Huh? If he's number 5, yeah. If that's what you putting as number 5 all time on your list.
Are you saying for several years of averaging almost 20 points and double-digit assists is trash? He did it for 4 straight years. 1, 2, 3.
We had enough about Darren Williams.
I know.
No, you brought up the whole Donovan Mitchell where he ranked and he's this, that, and the third. So I'm just bringing some clarity to the situation because everybody could all of a sudden put him number 2. Everybody number 2 now.
It's clear.
Nobody put him at number 2.
I want that other series. I want the Bucks and Nets to go.
He's not number 2. He's not number 2.
What you saying, Wayne?
That's what I'm saying. That's my point I'm making. Y'all was saying he's not number 1, but y'all act like he's number 2.
I want the Bucks. I need the Bucks to play. I need the Bucks to play and make that a series so that thing could get stretched out.
I think it might be over, man. Because you need exceptional games from the Bucks players every night. Every night. That's tough. That's tough.
And
I just need the Bucks to play them tough enough so that it stretches out and they gotta bring Harden back. Stop trying to rest Harden up for the Sixers.
What's up, Matt? Shout out to my man Matt from the warehouse.
It's over. Listen, Nets in 5.
The boy Joe Harris, though, he was 1 for 11 yesterday.
That's what I said. The Nets ain't gonna shoot that bad for long.
I agree with that.
That's what Joe Harris do in the playoffs. That's what. Remember when the Sixers played the Nets and Joe Harris, he was the best 3-point shooter in the league. And when Brick City smashed
the Nets, big fish, little boat. Let me tell you how my man Big Fish, little boat. Let me tell you how the Nets play D. They play D with offense. They put so much pressure on your offense with their offense. That's how they play defense. They've been doing it all year, and when they do it against Milwaukee, one of the best defensive teams in the league, they put so much pressure on you to score. You know what pressure does? Pressure breaks pipes.
But it also makes diamonds. And when you talk about the Bucks, this is my thing.
That's why Milwaukee.
What you got the Bucks going, Wayne?
This is my thing with the Bucks. this is why I was saying with the
Go
Bucks.
ahead, wait. I want to hear because I want to hear you. What you got the Bucks doing? I want to hear you go against yourself.
What go with what? Go against what?
What you got with the
that series?
Yeah,
I think it could still go 6. But I think the Nets will win it though. I still think the Nets win it. The Bucks got smashed the first 2 games, and I agree with everybody. Like they squeaked this one out because they had to slow it down. This is my problem with the Bucks, and I've said it before. Giannis, as great a player as he is, he is what he is. His game don't go up to another level, like in the playoffs. Middleton play like these dudes don't step up their game in the playoffs.
All right, Carr.
And I feel like they've played when they played lesser competition, they win. They've been the number 1 seed and stuff, and they would get up in there. But then when it comes down to the better competition, this is what happens to them. And everybody was hyping. Well, Drew Holiday, they got Drew Holiday. They got who you man, Tim? They got Tucker. They got Drew. They gonna do.
Tucker actually played pretty good defense on KD though.
Yeah,
Drew isn't playing offensively. He's not playing at the level.
And he had to bring his security out on Tucker.
Yo, that was crazy too. What is this personal security doing running out there on the court?
Yeah, he need to chill. Like, yo,
like, tell him that.
Perhaps it's not like it's a fan, but you do need that personal security because these fools these days and these fans.
Yeah, but not against another player.
I know. He ain't get the memo. Like, listen, don't do that no more.
He probably told him to do that.
I think this series can go 6. I think it's going 6. I think it's going 6 and maybe going 7. I'm gonna tell you how it could go 6 that Bucks series. The boy Giannis can't shoot no more threes. He went 1 for 8 for 3.
Somebody said that's what he at least he shoot them and he see how he shoot the threes. That's what somebody.
You know what's crazy?
That on your screen, Tim.
He hit the last 3 he took, which was important.
Listen, you can't, bro. Stop.
But hold on. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched the game. I watched the second half of the game.
He hit the last 3 in the fourth quarter, didn't he?
So that was his first one at the Sixers?
I can't remember.
Yeah, that was the first one. That last one, and it was a very important 3.
But my thing is, bro, you hurting your team more than it's like when Embiid is a better 3-point shooter than Giannis, but I still don't want B shooting over 3 to 4 threes a game. All right, you take the 2 or 3, and that's cool. 8 threes is way too much for a person that's not your game.
But
you're hurting your team more than helping.
What's happening is the ball is playing off of him. What's the guy from the Clippers? I forget his name. He's playing so far off him. Blake Griffin is like daring him to shoot.
Yeah, they gave him the bench treatment.
He is. No, he is.
They are getting the bench treatment.
But the difference is Giannis is their best player, and this is what they build themselves off of, him driving and doing that. Whereas though Ben ain't your best player.
Yeah, big fish. We had this. You probably ain't listened. We had a discussion that Ben Simmons is right-handed. He just don't know it yet.
Every shot that he made today was right-handed.
Yes, it was.
Real quick. I don't know if I better address this. I don't know how much time we got left, but I didn't like the disrespect I was hearing on the Bulls. Scottie Pippen from the Bulls.
Oh yeah, we said we're gonna give each other 2 minutes, but we don't got a lot of time. But
Chris Broussard, Scottie Pippen came out with a book. And in the book,
Rob Parker, both of them.
They were trying to say that Scottie was saying he was better than Michael Jordan, which Scottie never said. But they totally discredited everything Scottie Pippen said. It was so disrespectful to the Bulls. Scottie, you can't say Michael Jordan without saying Scottie Pippen. I don't know if there's another great player that has another player so closely attached to him than Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
I agree.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. I say this with all my heart. Scottie Pippen would not have won 6 championships without Scottie Pippen. Michael wouldn't have won 6 without Scottie.
I agree, and that's all that Scottie said. And to be real quick, like Ethan said, it was Chris Broussard and Rob Parker on a podcast. And my thing is, Pippen, he made a quote that said, "Without him, there's no last dance. Without him, there's no 6 championships." And they done misconstrued and twist this thing all up and said, "Well, he's saying he's almost as good as Jordan." Which he never said. And Jordan himself said it will be no 6 championships or last dance without Scottie Pippen. He said that himself. So my thing is, this is where they even played themselves.
Not Kareem and Magic.
They said no, it's not because he won after Magic too.
He won like 4 or 5 after Kareem, after Magic.
Jordan and Pippen.
Magic went after Kareem.
Jordan and Pippen only won together, and this is where Rob Parker and Chris Broussard played themselves.
That Malone never won.
They came in and said, right?
That's
They came in and said from the very jump, they said Pippen and Jordan are probably the greatest duo of all time. So, and I do agree with that. If they're the greatest duo, then you can't say Pippen is just some hanger-oner who Mike dragged along to these final wins. They're the greatest duo for a reason. It's two of them that make the duo happen. So Pippen was huge in what he did.
And let me just address this because it was kind of embarrassing with how they was talking, because you was thinking they were subject matter experts, then you find out that they really don't know much about the game at all. First of all, the Bulls. I'm gonna go back to the 1994 when the Knicks was playing the Chicago Bulls. I guess it was the Eastern Conference Finals. And all I remember is Scottie Pippen blocking Charles Smith shot over and over and over again. I mean, it was so.
Nobody care about the bum.
And
Knicks.
then the tears started rolling down. That's all I remember. That's all you could see, because tears was just rolling all down his face.
Because I've never been a front runner. I never liked the Bulls. I was a Knicks fan. And
why wasn't you a Sixers fan?
Well, the Sixers were bad.
What?
We had
weren't a good team.
We had Barkley, Hersey, and Dalton.
I still like the Sixers. They weren't.
We had Clarence Weatherspoon. See that? I was always a Sixers fan.
No, the first year when the Bulls won, we had Hersey Hawkins, we had Rick Mahorn, Charles Barkley, Jaminski.
I mean, that's not the point of the story.
Yeah,
why you trying to play me Why you trying to put me on blast?
Nobody care about the Knicks. You ain't never lived in New York.
Let him finish his story.
Scottie Pippen is not just a contributor. He went down as one of the top 25 NBA players of all time. He was a good scorer too. Mm-hmm. You know how many? Remember the shot that Tim Duncan perfected. It used to be called Scottie because Scottie was the one that was hitting that shot all the time before Tim Duncan started hitting it.
Yeah.
So I was like, if anybody that really saw the Bulls play in the 90s, they know that Scottie Pippen was that Bull. He was the one, I'm not going to say 1A, but he was really talented. He was not as good, but he was a great player.
Yeah, they said in their podcast, they said it wasn't even a 1A, it wasn't even a 1-2. That's what they said. They act like Jordan was just so, and this is the narrative sometimes they spin that Jordan was just so dominant. He did everything all by himself. Scottie always played the best defender for the most part in the games. If you remember, they said when they first championship, who they say in the Last Dance. If you all watch the Last Dance, they put Scottie on Magic
because they couldn't watch that propaganda after the first one. I was done.
I didn't watch it. I lived it. What I got to watch it for?
Scottie played Magic up and down the floor, and he gave Magic fits. This is what Scottie did for the Bulls. He played the best offensive player on the other team. If that player was a guard or a forward,
he was the Ben Simmons of the team.
They put him on Scottie, and Scottie did his thing.
All right, Wayne, before we cut out, you want the final though, because you ain't getting a chance to really say nothing about it.
I don't care nothing about Scottie or Mike or none of them.
All right. Well, we'll be back Monday after the game. Hopefully, we'll be taking a 3-1 lead going back to Philadelphia and wrapping this thing up on Wednesday. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm hoping it will.
Get your lemon pepper wings.
Kim said Kirby and Kevin is the best duo. I had to give you props to giving your brother some love.
That is nice. That is nice. But that's a lie.
Yo, at roller skating.
Roll bounce.
See them back there. They can go backwards and everything.
Hilarious.
Oh, man. But no, let's go when I told y'all 6-5, man. We going to keep this thing rolling. We not losing Monday. So get that thought out your head. I don't want nobody. Sixers going to get dropped again. It's a wrap. This series is over. I told y'all. And I told y'all in the chat, I said the Sixers win by 20 is really over.
If we lose, I need all y'all sitting in front of in front of your YouTube with your lemon pepper wings. I need y'all in front of YouTube with your lemon pepper wings while we get on this live.
Y'all hear Ethan? If we lose, like we just blew them out. He's like, if we lose,
I know.
Every game different. You have like every game different, ain't it?